A fan-favorite character in the Star Wars franchise is of course Anakin Skywalker, the conflicted character as we saw him in Revenge of the Sith, ultimately becoming Darth Vader. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, these past couple of months or so, we have been learning a whole lot more about the franchise as a whole when it comes to a lot of lore within this big thing that we call Star Wars. And what's so great about all of the different characters is that we're learning more and more about them through movies, books, comic books, video games, and other types of canon pieces out there. Now, what's really interesting about the character of Anakin Skywalker, alright, is that we will be learning a whole lot more about this character in 2019. In my opinion, this all has to do with the Age of Republic comic line that will go over brand new facts about Anakin Skywalker. But apparently there will be a huge revelation for the character of Anakin and his connections with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. New facts will be laid out for all of the fans around the world involving these three characters, and new facts for all three of them as a whole. So what could this quite possibly be? We do know that an Age of Republic comic is coming out in 2019 that will feature Anakin Skywalker. Now, we're not quite sure if that's the actual canon piece that will explain this huge revelation between both Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn, or if it's going to be a novel, a book, or a video game for that matter. Maybe it's going to be told in the Jedi Fallen Order video game. It could be that. It could be anything, really. But what's really interesting to me is that we will be learning about a huge fact of Anakin Skywalker that does indeed connect and date back to Qui-Gon Jinn and connects over to Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Now, if you think about it, what's really interesting is that Qui-Gon Jinn, at the very root of it all, is the man who started everything with Anakin Skywalker, and hence he became, influenced with the dark side of the Force and became Darth Vader. If you really think about it, the dice that Qui-Gon Jinn actually manipulated and actually rolled over on a certain position. Right then and there, fate was pretty much decided of what would happen in the future. So that's one thing that I think could very well be explored in new lore involving both Anakin, Obi-Wan, and of course Qui-Gon Jinn. And that's what I love so much about Anakin Skywalker, though, is that he's such a conflicted character. We are just learning more about this character as we go through all of the different canon pieces that fall under Disney. And I gotta say that they're doing a pretty good job when it comes to all of the new facts that we have been learning about all of these major characters, such as Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Anakin, Luke, Rey, Kylo. The list goes on. So with that being said, I'm really trying to figure out what kind of huge revelation will be made in 2019 involving Anakin Skywalker and his connections to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Could it quite possibly have something to do with Force ghosts that connect to Episode 9, or could it just have something to do with new facts that will be laid out, or conversations between these characters, or secrets between these characters that we never knew of, perhaps? The possibilities really are endless, and I cannot wait to see this actually get explored even all the more so. You guys may have just heard about the major Darth Vader revelation that his castle, the sole purpose of developing that castle, was to resurrect Padme Amidala. So that was the huge revelation for Darth Vader. What's next for Anakin Skywalker, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is something that I am really looking forward to the most. We do know that one of the big revelations for Anakin Skywalker will be that he will obtain a brand new power that was never told on the big screen, and will be told in the form of comics, books, video games, and something around those lines. Now, could it also have something to do with Battlefront 2? We do know that the character of Anakin Skywalker is going to be added into that video game at some point in time in the near future, so it could have something to do with that for all we know. Nonetheless, guys, I am very much excited to see exactly what they actually have to offer when it comes to new facts and new details and new stories and adventures for the character of Anakin. Like I say, and like I have always said before in the past, Anakin Skywalker is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars franchise because of who he eventually becomes, Darth Vader, who is indeed the true face of the Star Wars franchise itself. Anyways, guys, I would love to hear your opinion on all of this. where do you think everything is going here for the character of Anakin, and what era do you think will be explored for these new revelations that will be made for Skywalker? But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.